Hey guys, what's up? Here's Max. Certainly one of the biggest power-ups that Gohan had in Dragon Ball was in the Majin Buu saga, when he reached his mystic form and went from someone who could barely fight Dabura to someone who was able to completely humiliate Super Buu. Gohan achieved this form thanks to the old Kai, who released all of his hidden potential through a weird ritual. In the Dragon Ball Super anime just before the Tournament of Power started, the old Kai offered to do something similar with Goku, but unfortunately they didn't have time to do that. But let's assume there was time. Let's assume the old Kai unleashed Goku's full potential before the Tournament of Power like he did with Gohan in the Majin Buu saga. What would have happened differently in that tournament? Let's talk about it in this video. Stay connected to the channel and let's go to the video. Guys, before I start telling you about how the Tournament of Power would be if Goku had his potential released by the old Kai, I need to say a few things about the Mystic Form. The Mystic Form is the form that Gohan reached after he had his potential released by the old Kai. So if Goku had his potential released by him, probably Goku would have a mystic form too. So first we need to talk about how this power works with Gohan to understand how it would be with Goku. Well, in Dragon Ball Z, when the old Kai unleashed Gohan's potential, he began to be able to access his full power and an even greater power without the need to transform. In Dragon Ball, normally, maintaining a transformation consumes the warrior's energy. The most famous example of this is certainly Super Saiyan 3, but it is not the only one, despite being the most remembered. In the case of Mystic Form, it is perfect because in addition to unleashing all of Gohan's power, its form isn't exactly a transformation, although Gohan's hair changes a bit. So theoretically, this form does not consume energy from the user, or at least that was the intention at the time it was created. But in Dragon Ball Super it seems to have changed, and Mystic Form is treated as if it were a transformation like any other. If Goku had his potential released by the old Kai in Dragon Ball Super, obviously his Mystic Form would have the same concepts as Dragon Ball Super. That is, it would be a transformation like any other. The idea of Mystic Form is to explore all the power that the character has, including the power that was hidden. So if Goku had the Mystic Form in the Tournament of Power, this form would have to be his most powerful form, since it would take into account the power he already had, plus a supposed hidden power. This means that if until that moment, Goku's most powerful form was Super Saiyan Blue, Goku's Mystic Form would be superior to his Super Saiyan Blue. So Goku could still transform into Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, God, and Blue, and would have his last form, the Mystic Form. Among all his forms, the last one, in addition to being the most powerful, would probably be the one that would consume the least energy. I think that after I have explained all this, you already understand how the Mystic Form works, right? Now let's talk about what it would be like if Goku had his potential released by the old Kai. For starters, let's assume that after the Zenos announced the Tournament of Power, they gave the universes a little more time to choose their warriors. Maybe an extra day, let's say. With that extra time, when the old Kai offered to unleash Goku's potential, he was able to accept as there was still time to perform the ritual. Goku and old Kai went to Capsule Corporation's garden, and just like what happened with Gohan, Goku had to stand still while the old man surrounded him doing that weird dance. And after a while they both sat down, and the old man spent hours with his hands outstretched to Goku while looking for all kinds of entertainment, like magazines. After many hours, finally the ritual was ending, and then Goku, testing his new power, released a large amount of energy, causing great damage to Capsule Corporation, and also taking a scolding from Bulma. After that, everyone went to the Tournament of Power. And before I tell you about Goku's participation in the Tournament of Power, I want to talk to you about our Patreon, which is the only way we can continue with the production of the Dragon Ball Hakai manga. Thanks to the help of many of you, we're making a lot of progress towards our goal, but there is still a little way to go before we can reach the necessary amount to continue with the manga. So if you're not yet a collaborator and can collaborate with us, please do it, because you will be helping a lot to keep Dragon Ball Hakai alive, and you will also have some benefits here on the channel. The link is in the video description. Go check it out later to learn more. Going now to the Tournament of Power, the truth is that most of the time things wouldn't be so different. If we were to treat the Mystic Form as one of Goku's transformations and take into account how he behaves in relation to his transformations, we will conclude that Goku would use this form very little. One of Goku's main traits when he's fighting is that he doesn't like to use his full power from the beginning of the fight. Goku likes to start combat using inferior transformations, then gradually increase his power level according to his enemy's power. So even if Goku had a transformation that made him more powerful by spending little energy, he would still want to fight using weaker transformations, like Super Saiyan 1, 2, God, and others. And only when the enemy proved worthy of seeing his full power would Goku resort to his own most powerful form, which in this case would be Mystic Form. But then the time would come when Goku would find an opponent worthy of seeing his full power, and that opponent is Jiren, the most powerful warrior in Universe 11 who is capable of surpassing a god of destruction. Just like in the anime, Goku would try to attack Jiren with all of his transformations. First he attacks in base form with the Kamehameha, which is repelled by Jiren's aura. Then he attacks in Super Saiyan, but his blows don't even make Jiren move. After that he attacks in Super Saiyan 2, managing to make Jiren's body move a few centimeters with his blows. Then it's Super Saiyan God's turn, which is when he finally gets Jiren to move, but still has his attacks repelled with a single finger. After all this, he finally resorts to Super Saiyan Blue, and at that moment the real fight begins. But even using Super Saiyan Blue with the power increased to Kaioken, Goku still has no chance against Jiren. At that moment, Goku decides to finally unleash all his power, going into his mystic form. When he uses this form, monstrous power is released, causing the entire world to tremble. Seeing this great power, Jiren becomes interested. Goku makes his combat stance, then charges at the Grey Warrior. What would a fight between Mystic Goku and Jiren look like? Also, now that Goku has his potential unleashed, will there be any difference in how he'll achieve his next transformations? Find out in the next part. If you are interested in the story and would like to see more, leave your like on the video, comment, and share it with your friends. The story will only continue if this video reaches the goal of 1,000 likes. And don't forget to check out our Patreon through the link in the video's description. Until the next time, goodbye.